For people that don't know, your parents are Catalan.
Yeah.
Casals from Catalonia. Your father and Casals were very close.
Yeah, they met on the exile. They were both Spanish exiled in France.
They were in the resistance to Franco in the Spanish Civil War, right?
Yeah. So they had to leave Spain.
Yes.
And they both went to France, where many Spanish refugees went. And they became very good friends. And when the Second World War ended, my father helped Casals to organize plenty of concerts to get money for the children. We had lost the parents in the war. And before that, during the Second World War, they both were living south of France. And my father had some Jewish friends that was hiding in his house, and he was caught by the Gestapo.
Wow.
And he was brought to the prison of Perpignan, and he was there waiting to be killed by the Germans. Every night he could hear.
How old were you at this point?
No, I was not born.
Ah, you were not born.
No, that was
so obviously he lived.
But Casals saved him. Because he became very ill in the prison. He had peritonitis. And Casals, who the Germans respected because they knew who he was anyway, Casals convinced the German that he was so sick that he was going to die. And so let him die home, and he could have died. But then he could take him out of the prison, and he recovered from that illness. So I am here thanks to Casals. And Casals accepted to be my godfather when I was born in Andorra. So that was a big...
So Pablo Casals was your godfather.
Yes.
And so were there stars in the sky that made you a cellist, or how does that happen?
Some people said that, and I have a twin brother who plays violin, and some people in Andorra, where I was born, said the same day where we were born, my twin brother and me, my father met a friend in the street and said, "Oh, I have had two twins, and I would like them to be musicians," because his admiration for Casals was so strong. But of course, I think he was lucky because we had some talent, otherwise
this is amazing.
Not enough with the father willingness to be to have two sons musicians. But that's anyway, it's a special anecdote.
Did you feel a pressure when you became a young cellist and started to have some success that you were somehow in the lineage or tradition of?
No, I mean no. I think it was something that bring me up than more than feeling pressure. I was modest. I didn't think I could never become so very close to Casals, and I'm still very far from him. So my ambition was always to, when I had some teacher, to get close to the teacher, to the teacher, and to the teacher, and then things were going on well. But I never felt pressure about being Casals.
And I know you studied with his brother.
Violinist.
Did you have personal contact with Casals himself?
I met him 3-4 times. I played for him once when I was 13, because my father wanted to know if we were talented enough, my brother and me, to go on with the music studies. And so we went to play for Casals at Pratt. And it seems Casals said we could go on because I remember I was so nervous. I had to start playing. I didn't remember what I had to play. But then he was very nice with us, and it was a good experience. It was not a lesson. He was already quite old. But I could say that my relationship with Casals' world is through his brother. His brother was there also listening at that time, and just a couple of years later, I had to prepare a small competition I had to perform a Boccherini concerto with the Conservatory orchestra, and then my father asked Enrique Casals if he would listen to me, and that was the beginning of a 25 years relationship till he passed away. I kept playing for him all the time.
So, I mean, he was the brother of Pablo Casals, but was he also a wonderful musician?
Yeah. He was violinist, conductor, and composer. he has a wonderful solo cello suite, and he has a very beautiful cello concerto, very romantic, kind of Catalan Dvorak, which I performed in Barcelona. And he was a wonderful pedagogue, very strict. Every lesson started with scale and arpeggios and etudes, and very strict on intonation and on phrasing, but already starting from the scales. I always had to play musical scale, with no bow change, no string cross, no, you don't have to hear the bow there. Nice. To get the instrument as transparent as possible to get your voice.
Repeat that again for all the young cellists that are listening.
No, I think we have to prepare our technique connected to the music. Yeah. It doesn't mean you have to play no, you have to connect the notes, because music starts when one note connects to the next one. So the scale is, this connection is needed. And with Enrique Casals was always that way. I was lucky.